best cast.
Network. Now fix to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day. The goods from the wood.
Hot damn.
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
Mr. Goodnight, man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour, and coming in second this week because we are joined by a very special guest host.
Hello, Joe Raines.
Yay! Pat is away on assignment, and by that we mean on his honeymoon. So tweet at him, at really Pat Riley. Finally got away from UCLA.
He went to Niagara Falls, I think.
Is that true?
No.
That would be very Pat.
He's been very secretive about the locale of his honeymoon. One might wonder suspicious activity.
That's because he didn't want us crashing a party, you understand?
Yeah, he didn't want us going down to Knott's Berry Farm.
Or Not Scary Farm,
Knott's-
which it becomes around Halloween time.
Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to think of this, where Pat would go for a honeymoon.
La Brea Tar Pits.
Just puts a tent up in the middle of the park.
Maybe dig for a few fossils. Yeah. Well, they're always looking for volunteers.
That's
you understand?
That's romantic. It could be.
Pit 64 is killing it this season.
Pit 69 if Mr. Goodnight's there, you understand?
This episode, we're just basically going to be talking about the show that we got coming up on December 23rd.
You want to chill about that, because apparently a lot of people, because this is number one podcast, you understand, in Auburn, Alabama, is it not?
That's right.
And apparently a lot of people, shut up, we're going with that. Apparently a lot of people down in Alabama is wondering about Christmas. Because, Christmas is a time of year, peace on earth, goodwill to men.
And
presents.
And women.
And women, too, of course.
You're Mr. Goodnight.
Well, it will be goodwill to women, you understand, because this year Christmas is coming a couple of days early.
That's right.
To Alabama, you understand.
2 days early.
2 days early, because at the Bottle Tree in Birmingham.
World-famous bottle.
World-famous, about to become world-famous Bottle Tree, because Birmingham going to see the biggest party they had down there, because they're going to be a big comedy show at the Bottle Tree. And Mr. Goodnight going to be there, making his first ever appearance doing comedy in Alabama. So can't nobody miss that, basically. Certainly can't none of the women miss it. It'll be like the BCAD mark in Alabama from now on. It's like the defining thing that ever happened in Alabama. And everybody for generations like, where were you that night? You want to be there. Y'all want to be there. All the women want to be there. All the people that want to have some fun, want to have a big party, come down to the Bottle Tree on 23rd, because it's going to be Christmas.
December 23rd will be day one of Anno Domini Flavius Josephus Africanus, right?
There are demarcation lines throughout history. Kennedy getting shot, 9/11, December 23rd, when Mr. Goodnight got naked at the Bottle Tree.
Oh, I can't do that shit. They'd have to move a couple of rows back, for Christ's sake. But
It'll be a Gallagher show. We'll just tell everybody in the first few rows.
Yeah, bring a tarp in case I get excited or something.
If you're in the first 3 rows, you'll be subject to Mr. Goodnight's set.
Well, Rivers will be breaking the watermelons. You understand? Because Rivers always has some watermelon with him, but I got to say it's not as impressive as when Gallagher does it, because Rivers dices them ahead of time.
Well, Mr. Gallagher was on our show.
I dice them ahead of time. I do a bunch of dirty nursery rhymes to the watermelon.
I might do that myself. Shit.
I think you should.
I might carve a hole in one of them watermelons. Find me a nice
as long as we're talking about the food for this show.
Well, let's go back. Let's talk about the show itself. So the show is called Yellahammered, and it's a show that we, Joe and I, and our friend and fellow comedian, former guest on the show, Wes Van Horn,
Wesley,
have been doing in Joe and Wes's backyard in a terrifing neighborhood of Los Angeles.
The worst neighborhood of all time.
My favorite thing so far that's been said about the show, Dave Ross got on stage and said,
"This is fucking rad. Like Yellahammered. What the what? That's fucking amazing. The plan is to take a little bit of Alabama and bring it to LA, I think. But what I really love is that it's Alabama. They took Alabama The place that most people I know in LA are most afraid of in America. And put it in the part of LA everyone is most afraid of.
Yeah, when you said it like that, it was like we planned it. But really, it was more of the lease is up and we haven't looked for an apartment. This will do.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I've been. That yard is much more scared in Alabama. You understand? At least if you're white.
I mean, Alabama's not that scary.
Yeah, there's not as many helicopters.
No, there's not as many helicopters or scary, terrifying people.
There is nothing more frightening too than an ice cream truck at midnight. But there's something about it just scary.
Yeah. So
There's no refugee hobo like jungles on the sidewalk as you walk from your parked car.
Well, we'll take it one at a time with the issues with this place because I do think they're comedy gold.
Yeah, there's quite a long list of issues.
Yeah.
Every time I walk in there, I feel like I'm in Shadowrun or one of them like them post-apocalyptic video games or something.
Poltergeist at this house just floating around trying to ruin your day.
There's dogs barking trying to ruin your set.
Right. So this house is where we do Yellahammered normally is in the middle of a neighborhood called MacArthur Park, which is
melting in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's where the heroin is made.
Well, it was made famous by Richard Harris and that song MacArthur Park.
MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark. All the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Oh no.
Probably everybody who's never been to it thinks of when they think of MacArthur Park. People who've been to it think of things like heroin needles and shit
if
like that.
you were going to make a song about MacArthur Park, it would be much more like heroin needles and danger and crazy and AIDS.
If you were making a song about MacArthur Park, it would just be I've seen the needle and the damage done. I don't think you need to make a new song.
Well, you got to include like it was in the early 2000s. They did a dredge of the pond in MacArthur Park, and they found like something like 45 weapons, all from like unsolved murder cases.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more than heroin going on.
Yeah. And these people are afraid of Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why would you be afraid of Alabama? Like when Wes and I first moved in, we were driving to the apartment, and I shit you not, I saw a hobo eating watermelon with a switchblade just on the side of the road. That's like the first thing we see when we move in, and that was like that should have been the first clue.
Yeah. So this place, it's in MacArthur Park, which is known for basically just for heroin. If you want to get heroin, that's where you go.
Yeah. Or the Burlington Locos. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. We're on Burlington Avenue, and they have their own gang, the Burlington Locos. We were hoping they would have all like nice fur coats and stuff, from Burlington Coat Factory.
It's mostly that would be amazing. No, it's mostly like bandanas around their face as they ride like lowrider bicycles around.
I thought they were a gang they imported in from Burlington, Vermont, or something like that. And I figured it'd just be a bunch of hippies eating Ben and Jerry's or some shit.
Yeah, with the boom boxes playing Fish.
I would imagine like if Vermont gangs would beef with New Hampshire gangs, then it would be a lot of.
Oh yeah, the Vermont New Hampshire gang war. They get some ski-by shootings. It's difficult.
Everybody wears penny loafers, and they're like, "See here now, you."
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Walter Brennan is in the gang, but how old was I when I first seen those rivers? I don't know.
I don't know. The barn's on fire.
The shenanigans.
Look, I was thinking all day about playing
hooligan.
some checkies.
That was. I didn't know that we were talking about Walter Brennan.
I love Walter Brennan, despite the fact he was a Barry Goldwater supporter.
What you guys might not know is that this podcast continues just even when it's not recording. So we were having a long conversation about Walter Brennan
while watching Survivor Series,
which was the most fun.
That sounds terrible to me. That sounds like
we were hoping.
I don't want to.
We was hoping Walter Brennan was going to show up at the end instead of Sting. He just comes out there and he says, "This authority thing is got to end right now."
I don't trust the authority.
Triple H, you from Nashua, ain't you?
That's right. He's from New Hampshire too. But yeah, so real quick, just to talk about the show. The show is.
Well, we're talking about Walter Brennan right now, Joe. So just deal with it.
The show is in the backyard. We'll have performers come to the backyard, and we cook a bunch of food, and everybody eats, and then there's a big show. And now we are moving that show for 1 month only to Birmingham, Alabama, the Bottle Tree, December 23rd. But before we can talk about the Birmingham show, we should talk about the Los Angeles show and Joe's horrible apartment.
I had a studio apartment that was the worst apartment of all time. It was basically like a hot box that you would send an inmate to in like 1920s jail.
Yeah.
And so my friend from Birmingham, Alabama, Wes Van Horn, moved in with me. So obviously 300-pound men need more than a studio apartment. And so we were looking for a place to live. And so we basically didn't actually look. And basically what happened, we showed up on West Side Rentals' place. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, we just bought this building 2 hours ago. And then we were like, well, we're moving in because we are about to be homeless in T-minus 8 hours. And he was like, well, it hasn't been cleaned and we haven't done anything. I literally just bought this. And we're like, okay, well, we're moving in tonight.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can't move in tonight because it's Shabbos. And I was like, well, that's...
You don't roll on the Shabbos, Jack.
You don't roll on the Shabbos. And so we were like, all right. And so we moved in the next day, Sunday. And so we started finding weird things like... trash cans full of 1970s, 80s vintage porn.
Amazing porn.
Amazing porn.
Yeah, well, so far, this is all like. I would love to find out when I move in an apartment.
Like it
I'm
starts
like,
off,
now I don't need the internet.
like any tragic story, it starts off with like a brief glimmer of hope that this could be a good thing. Like there's no horrible story that doesn't start off with this might actually be great.
Yeah, Odysseus sees Ithaca before being blown back out into the ocean.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But they did not have good porn in Ithaca.
Okay, well. The porn names are like When Harry Ate Sally. It's French.
Oh.
Jacuzzi Floozy. That's my favorite. And my favorite thing is these are all on VHS, like when VHS was like just coming out. So it's like VCR, the nation's leader in home entertainment and stuff like that.
But you got to stick it to beta where you're at. Take the piss out
These
of
are
them.
like when VHSs were like suitcases. And so there's like 40 tapes we find, a bunch of classy French smut magazines called Oui. With like Miles Davis interviews in them. We're like, wow, who used to live here? Then we started finding Gregorian chant tapes, and we were like, well, this is turning a hard right. This is getting odd, and we still hadn't really explored the back yet. So we're finding all this weird vintage porn, and then we find it's all hetero porn. And then we found River's most infuriating article. It was this video. It's a magazine called Dusty.
Yeah.
And it was like this 40-year-old wrestler guy. Well, I don't think he's a wrestler. He just looks like a 40-year-old
Just
wrestler.
It's not Dusty Rhodes, just in case somebody wonders.
No, it looks like some guy.
Looks more like Rick
in
Rude.
a magazine.
He does
and
look like Rick Rude.
It's him taking various poses with a flaccid penis. So all this straight porn, and then Dusty, and then we found one regular movie called Reckless with Daryl Hannah, and what's that guy's name? I forget the actor's name. But basically,
Tom Cruise.
No, it was forget the lead guy's name.
Walter Brennan.
Walter Brennan. But
How old was I when I first found this
I looked
porn in
up
the
the,
garbage? I don't know.
looked up
Ooh,
the,
Dusty. That
Daryl Hannah there.
he's limp in every picture.
Ooh, my barn's on fire.
looked up the trailer
That's
for
your
it.
real McCoy right
the,
there.
the tagline for the movie is like, they only want one thing, and then he writes out like he's stabbing the paper, more.
His name is Johnny Rourke.
Hey, whatever happened to you, Rourke? You used to be normal. I grew out of it.
He knows only one way to live.
I better start living up to that potential.
His own way. Reckless.
I really want to watch that movie. So we find all this shitty stuff, and we're like, who fucking lived here? Why is there Gregorian
We
chants?
should talk about Dusty real quick. So Dusty magazine.
Yeah, I liked when it went up against Ric Flair and his endless feud with Tully Blanchard for the.
No, Dusty is ridiculous. It's a sleazy guy who has a flaccid cock, and he's just laying around. doing
Maybe he
weird
wasn't
things.
excited. It's just Dusty
Well,
is
it's
about
a fucking publication.
It's
It
about
should be.
ennui, and it's just like I can't. It might even be a French magazine. It's like I can't
It's
even get it
not-
hard for this.
It's not a French magazine because then it wouldn't be Dusty. It'd be Lay Dusty.
Lay Dusty.
And it's just regular Dusty.
Well, here's why Dusty is so confounding. The magazine, first of all, has no barcode on the back, no ISBN number, doesn't exist. There's
none
no
of
way.
this
There's
shit
no way to
exists
look
on
at
Google.
it.
None of the
Yeah.
videos, none of the porn,
Yeah.
none of the shit we found exists
But-
in the fucking internet ether. It's just this is weird shit that just has appeared.
Well, here's the thing with Dusty though. Dusty, I think, because you can't exactly call Dusty porn because he's not with anybody else at any point. They're only solo pictures of him.
Well, solo
And-
nakedness is still porn.
It's erotica.
Well, but yeah, it's erotica. That's exactly it. Yeah, because he's
well, if a guy's
It's
messing
just a
with
guy
his-
with a limp
if
dick.
a lady's messing with her business or a
Right,
guy's
now,
messing
here's
with
the
his
thing.
business,
He's not,
that's
though. He's
still
not-
porn.
he's not
Everybody-
touching himself.
No,
Everybody
yes,
makes-
in some of the pictures he's not hard, but he is doing weird shit with his cock and balls.
Oh no! What? No, let's get specific. What kind of weird shit with his
Like
cock and
he's
balls?
twisting the balls on top and his handling the penis like an upside down snail. Like
what
he's
is
doing
he-
something weird with it.
What is he exactly doing at the time?
His gene. God, I know so much about this. It's really embarrassing.
You really do, yeah.
Like he's got
You're
his
digging your own
genes.
grave.
The thumbnail for this episode is just going to be you next to the picture of Dusty with his dick out.
Yeah, put the explicit.
Well, I feel like
on
I
this,
feel like
yeah.
I've shown this magazine to so many people trying to gather knowledge and like reference for it, like a referential point.
Is he giving himself some kind of cancer test?
No, like in one of the pictures, he's staring at the wall. He's 4 inches from the wall, staring at the wall, and has his dick and his balls in his hand, and he's like doing something with it. I don't know what.
Maybe he's trying to figure out the placement for glory hole. I mean, who knows?
It's a brick wall, like in his house.
You didn't specify that.
I feel like you're trying to justify what cannot be justified.
Well, I'm just saying, everybody seems really disappointed about the fact that Dusty ain't hard in any of these pictures.
I'm just baffled by it.
But I mean, if he had rock hard, I mean, I'm sorry to use this term from the latest, but it's a medical term. But if he had rock hard cock, what would y'all be talking about? Wow, y'all should see Dusty. His dick gets hard.
No, we wouldn't be saying that. We'd be like, this gay magazine is really weird. But we wouldn't say this gay magazine is baffling. Because, like, I'm not gay, but I would assume gay men would enjoy porn. Straight men enjoy porn. Somebody you're attracted to doing something filthy.
But who knows?
But he's not doing anything filthy. He's just standing there.
Maybe there is a genre of soft stuff. It's softcore,
It's the
if you
softest
will.
of the soft.
Yeah.
It's the softest of the soft.
Because his dick is soft,
And
too.
not even he's hard. Like, nobody's getting hard looking at Dusty. He's not hard. You're not hard. The only thing hard is like the wall.
So
he's staring at.
if he was hard, you would be hard too. It's like a mimetic.
No, if he was hard, I would just be able to understand.
Yeah,
the
if he
point.
was hard, I would be like, "Hey, this makes sense. If I was attracted to dudes, this would be a thing to look at." But he's
as
like,
it is,
it's just a weird, skeezy looking 40-year-old
guy
dude
with a mustache
with
and a flimsy dick,
a lazy cock. He has a lazy
So-
cock.
so
Some
it's
people
like
have a
going
lazy eye. He has a lazy cock. It's hanging off to the side, and he's just laying there by the pool, and his cock's like pulls that way. He's just. We moved in. It was all creepy and weird, but okay, that's weird. We go out to the back where there's like a back carport, and the carport is covered, and then it's got like blinds.
Carport's awesome.
Carport's awesome. Like immediately when we
That's
moved
where
in,
we have the
our,
show,
Our
essentially.
first thought was we got to have a show here because it's perfect.
Well,
for
it's
a show.
awesome, except when a truck comes in the middle of a set.
That's not supposed to happen, though. I'll get to that later. Good night.
Foreshadowing. It's a literary device.
It's a literary device.
Am I right, Rivers?
Yes, sir.
So we get back at the outside. The carport's perfect. It's like a carport that's covered, like your grandparents would have in their house, maybe if yours are like mine. And like there's bamboo.
If your grandparents
blinds.
are a biker gang.
Yeah, there's blinds hanging down, so it's like kind of like its own thing, kind of. And so that's really cool. And then this weird part where I originally thought it was like a barbecue pit, but it's too open. It's like basically if you had like two, like a, what would you call it, Rivers? A cubby hole or.
For the murder showers?
Yeah, it looks like murder showers. That's the only way to describe it.
We call them, yeah.
It looks like a shower with no curtain.
It looks like two shower stalls with no curtains and no actual like water source.
Where somebody's been burning things.
Yeah, where somebody's been burning shit. It's just made out of cinder blocks. There's two. It looks like if you ever been to summer camp.
Yeah.
It looks like a showers at like a summer camp almost.
But there's no curtain rod. There's no water. It's
Nothing.
just an open stall that's been burnt.
Just two cement block stalls, essentially.
And it's raised up about half a foot, so it would work perfect as a stage. So, but the weird thing about it is there's a hook coming out of the wall, a rusty hook coming out the wall, and then with like a what do you call those cords on
Bungee cord.
With a bungee cord hanging off of it. So basically, and then when we turn on the floodlight is already pre-moving in. Pre-owner doing anything to the building.
It's a stage light.
It's a stage light, you would call it, and it's right on the hook. So obviously, we just assume this guy's a murdering psychopath. And then when the owner opened up the downstairs, this was confirmed. Here's a little part about the house that is legitimately, it's terrifying and it's true. Downstairs of the house was filled with women's and men's clothing of all sizes, all ages, and it's fucking everywhere. I Googled the address. I looked it up. There's never been a business here, never been a thrift store, never been a consignment shop. It's just fucking clothes of all sexes and different sizes downstairs. Upstairs, all men's clothing, all 3XL, and everything that was the shit in like 84. Like you got members only jackets in every color.
I got
a
one.
suede flyer jacket.
Oh, fuck, this
a
shit's
linen
vintage.
suit, like everything that in like the 80s that was fucking killing it. He has it in 4 different colors.
Yeah.
And it's all one size, and it all had like 4 inches of dust on it. And then there's family pictures scattered on the floor. brand new shampoo bottle with like 4 inches of dust on it. Like everything looked like it was abandoned in the middle of the night. Like the police found him and he just had to break the fuck out in the middle of the night.
I got my members only jacket I got out there is awesome.
Oh, I have like a whole new wardrobe of dead serial killer clothes. Like it's a gym.
If you watch the Hush Money sketch Make It Rain, I'm wearing the members only jacket that I found.
You got a linen suit out of it too.
I did. I got a nice linen blazer like
if
Miami
the poltergeist
Vice.
haven't leapt from the clothing into your soul yet, you're probably fine.
Well, unless the clothes is haunted, it sounds like you got a bonanza when you move in
I'm
this
sure
fucking
the
place.
clothes are haunted.
Look, how many people you move in a place? You get free pornography, and you get free members only jackets and
like
other
you
plus
say it
size
like
clothes.
when you say it,
80s.
it sounds great. But what you're forgetting
When I say
is
anything, it sounds great.
That's true. When none of this stuff exists in the real world, though. Like the porn isn't.
It's
on
an
the internet.
illusion or something. It like disappears at midnight.
Probably.
It's like a
probably
Cinderella.
Poltergeist. The house probably doesn't even exist anymore. It's gonna like disappear in the middle
Little
of the night.
girls
and they're
getting
gonna be
sucked in the
no
TV.
one's lived there for 45 years.
Walk up around again. Nobody's lived in that house for 44. Oh, this ice cream truck.
This house burnt down in
Somebody get me a frag
1976.
pop.
The fucking ice cream truck.
And then So, in the basement, we finally broke into the basement one day because there was a smell coming from there that we were like, it's ruining the comedy shows. We need to figure out what's going on. We get under there, and it's a dirt floor basement with cages with locks on it, and then a big box,
Which you can see in the
Randy Clyde Williams show sketch that Kyle Clark made. Yeah.
So go to YouTube first in order to see the members only jacket, Hush Money, Make It Rain. That's my jacket. Then to see the basement in its full glory. They made a whole sketch just because this basement is scary and it's fucking hilarious.
You walk in the basement, you think murderer, serial killer.
Yeah.
Look at that. You get props out of it and everything.
Yeah.
This house seems
I'm
like
pretty sure.
Count your blessings.
At one point in time, this was probably John Wayne Gacy's vacation home.
Right.
Is what
So
I'm assuming.
they made a Kyle Clark made a sketch down there with Joe and Dan Telfer from At Midnight and Laura Crawford, a bunch of other funny fucking people, with Joe dressed up as a clown, serial killer
clown.
hosting a TV show on a high camera.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Really bizarre. You should check it
The
out.
Randy Clyde Williams show on YouTube.
Yeah, and so we had all this shit going on. The basement's scary. The attic, the owner never. This is the part where like. Up until this point, when I was like, okay, a murderer used to live here. This is awful, but it's also kind of funny.
We never found out what was in the box.
No, the box was just a box. It's like a big, giant fucking box you would stick a human in. It's a human-sized box.
What was the smell?
The smell was like sewage backing up, I believe, or decomposing bodies. I didn't really.
Well,
spend a
that's
lot
the
of
thing.
time.
Did you find any? Any dead animals?
because I didn't dig anything up because I don't want to
Mulch?
skull. I've seen the burbs. I'm not gonna fuck around with a basement. Like I'm not digging where I don't want to find anything. So like the basement's scary. The attic was locked. Nobody has a key to the attic. The owner
in the
doesn't have
attic.
Yeah, it's open all the time now. It's fucking terrifying. The owner didn't have a key to the attic.
Yeah.
We didn't have a key to the attic. He said, don't worry about it. We're not supposed to let you up there anyway. Nobody's going to use the attic. I come home one day, the door's wide fucking open. And I knock on my neighbor's, Jesse, who I'll get to later. Jesse's a shit. And I'm like, Jesse, did you get into the attic? He's like, no, we don't have keys to the attic. I was like, I know I don't, but you see this door's open. He goes, oh, shit. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, some dark shit's going on here, bro. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Jesse? He's like, my roommate won't come home at too late anymore. Like, what do you mean? He says, every time he comes up the stairs late, he can hear people walking upstairs. Like, there is no upstairs. He's like, yeah, the attic. And I was like, so you can hear people up there. And now the door's open and nobody, even the owner, has a key to this fucking attic because they like literally bought it 2 hours before like us, we moved in, and a couple weeks later, Jesse moved in. So the owner hasn't done shit to the house because we moved in so early that I guess he said, fuck it. So nothing's been done to the house.
I don't know if y'all ever played the computer game or the video game Maniac Mansion. It's kind of like this shit.
I assume where I live is like probably is some kind of documentary. Like there's cameras in the house and they're filming us just to see what will happen.
I mean, shit, we can get a whole show out of your house alone. So what happened with the attic? What was up in there?
I called the owner and he's like, no, I don't have a key to it. And I was like, well, this thing's fucking open. Can you come look at it? And he's like, well, why don't you go up there? I was like, are you listening to the fucking words coming out of your mouth? The unopenable attic that we don't have keys to is now fucking open. I'm not going up there for $1 million, you asshole. You go up there. It's your fucking building.
Revels, did you go in?
I went up there.
What's in there?
There's nothing.
Tunnel rat,
it's completely empty.
So you're afraid of nothing, Joe, literally.
I'm afraid of, you say that until like the fucking attic goes. I'll pay you $1,000 to sleep in the attic overnight.
Oh, shit,
fuck, I'll do it. I'll need the money.
I'll
Shit.
do it right now.
All right, you won't be coming down. Where'd Rivers go? I don't know.
Well,
then it won't matter if you don't have $1,000, will it?
We could do a podcast of that. You and me.
Anytime, do I get $1,000?
Yeah,
I'm not paying you $1,000.
All right, how about 500?
I don't even have $5.
How about four for each of us?
I spent the last.
I'll take some weed. I mean, shit,
I'm
whatever.
not giving away weed. That's my
right,
lifeline. That's my blood source.
Right,
that's my home. It's my baby.
How about a 6-pack?
All right. So there's nothing in the attic. The attic's a dead end, but
it's
still
scary
terrifying.
anyway.
Anyway, so Jesse moves in. This is when like things go from like kind of scary to legitimately dangerous. He moves in. Unbeknownst to us, he has a stalker, and she is batshit fucking crazy. Like,
is she cute though?
No,
That's no good.
Like one day we hear them fighting. I hear somebody banging on my door. This is my first time I've ever met her. I've never seen her before in my life. I open the door and she goes, "Who lives downstairs?" And I'm like, "I don't know, like a family or something." She goes, "You don't know who lives downstairs?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know who lives downstairs." And she she's wearing a wife beater, no bra, and gym shorts. And then she starts putting deodorant. She starts mean mugging me, and then puts deodorant on as she stares at me. And she goes, "Are you a nice guy?" And I'm like, "I guess I'm a nice guy."
That's
and she goes,
amazing.
"We'll see." And then mean mugs me and starts putting deodorant on, which in of itself would be so weird and fucking crazy.
That's like an amazing power move.
Yeah, like what the fuck do you even do? A woman in a wife beater with no bra, like staring at you, mean mugging you, putting deodorant on. Are you a nice guy? I guess. We'll see. And then just mean mugs me while putting deodorant on. And I'm so dumbfounded by this interaction with her that I'm just standing there with my mouth open. Wes is yelling at me in the other room to close the door, but I'm like frozen with confusion. And so she turns around and looks at me like when she's walking away and goes, "Close the door." And I'm like, "Okay." And I like close the door. And that's the first time I ever met her. And then so he and her start fighting. He kicks her out. And that begins like
she
6
and
months.
Jesse.
Yeah, they start fighting. He kicks her out, supposedly. He's like, "You got to leave, bro." And we're like, "Did you just call her, bro?" And so he kicks her out. And that starts about 6 months worth of her stalking everybody in the building. She's climbed the 6 foot, 7 foot double barbed gate. How many times? 8 or 9 times now,
dude. And it is like just spikes on it. It's like
it's dangerous.
It's like the walls of Constantinople.
Yeah,
like
fucking
impenetrable.
If anybody else did that, they would slice the fuck out of themselves.
Yeah.
And like one time we heard somebody screaming and she was like straddling the top of it, and we're like, "Well, guess she learned that lesson." No, she kept doing it. Like this figured out how not to get caught.
Okay, so far she's the actual scariest thing in this movie.
Yeah.
She might not be the scariest, but she's the most legitimate danger.
No, she's the scariest, man.
Yeah, no, I could say with some confidence that you could probably keep a rhinoceros in this cage with very little
it's
problems.
not getting knocked over, and and nobody's going to climb it. And the back end has like legitimate razor barbed wire on the back part.
The back end looks like a police tow
It
lot.
reminds me of, y'all ever seen the Omega Man? It reminds me of like his place, all set up with a barbed wire and everything.
If a zombie apocalypse happens, I'm fucking set.
Yeah.
Like I'm golden. So she keeps breaking in, and he keeps kicking her out, and she keeps breaking in and keeps kicking her out, and she keeps like hanging around in our front yard. It's just fucking terrifying. And so then she gets like this is what happens. She gets the cops called on her at 3:00. She's back at 5:00. Doesn't leave till 1:00. So he keeps calling the cops on her, and they keep getting into it, and people are calling the cops on them because they see him, like, going the fuck off on her in the front yard, like, talking to her like a dog, like, get! And, like, she won't fucking leave because she's crazy. She's like, "Jesse, you have no heart!" And, and, like, so she'll stand by the gate and be like, Jesse, give me my clothes, Jesse, give me my clothes! And he's like, "Bitch, I don't have anything."
Yeah, but if she wants some plus-size members only, she could just go to the second floor.
No, she can have those. Those are mine. Give me my clothes, Jesse. And so he keeps kicking her out. And finally, he calls the cops on her. And I think the cops tell her, "You can't yell all night because like other people are calling the cops." So then she stops yelling and starts tooth whistling, like this weird, like I don't know how to describe it. It's not a regular whistle, but it's like one of those loud, like tooth whistles. So you know she's
Which is not attractive.
Like kind of like that, and she does it for nonstop for hours because she can't climb the gate anymore because she's been like arrested a couple times already.
She's probably been run through at least once.
Yeah, so like she can't climb the gate anymore. She can't yell anymore, so she just stands by the gate. The other night it rained for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
She stood in the fucking rain for 8 hours, tooth whistling, and then like after 4 hours of it, like Jesse sticks his. This is what happens. He'll stick his head out the window and be like, "Shut the fuck up, you pussy ass motherfucker!" And then like to a woman. Like she showed up to our last show. Nobody knows this, but she was.
You mentioned that. Like I heard you and Wes kind of at the last show we did.
She just snuck in somehow and got upstairs, and he finally gave her clothes. The clothes existed. Who knew? So he hands
was
her.
Was this like an ex-girlfriend or something? And then
he refused. We were like, bro, we all hooked up with crazy girls, and it turned ugly. And he's like, no, bro, I never had sex with her. I was trying to be her friend. She's just mentally, crazy. And we're like, sure, Jesse, whatever, man, sure. And he's like, no, bro, I didn't. And we're like, all right, Jesse, why do you have her clothes? And like, so finally, like, and she starts punching the fuck out of him at the last show. No, me and this like one guy saw it.
She did. Oh shit!
She's like, I'm here. I'm not leaving. Like,
was that upstairs?
Yes, during the show.
Oh, was that the incident that happened indoors last time?
Upstairs. She's punching the hell out of him. So he like arms her and is like, calm down, bitch. And me and this audience member are just watching this like, holy goddamn shit, what the fuck is happening?
Who was it?
I don't know. If I see him, we'll be like, hey, what's up? Because we bonded over being really afraid. She's punching him. He grabs her, and like I haven't seen her since then, except I have heard a few whistles, and I guess that's how she says hello.
They say even now you can hear her whistling.
You can like that. You can like it'll be the pitch black of night, and then out of nowhere you just hear a tooth whistle, careening over the house. You'd be like, oh, crazy bitch is here. 2 weeks ago, we heard something rustling in the fucking yard, and we're like, oh my god, please tell me she's not back. Turns out our neighbors are just leaving the gates open all the time now, so she didn't even have to claim the gate. She just walked in, waited till about 1 a.m., starts pulling picnic benches from the back under his window, grabs the hose, and we're like, this crazy bitch is not about to spray his window. Starts spraying water into his like window of his bedroom from outside, screaming, Jesse, you've got no heart. You got no heart, Jesse.
I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that?
So this is a good time to now move downstairs to the other neighbors.
And these motherfuckers, holy shit! Like I like to think I'm a good person,
apartment,
but
real quick, by the way, the apartment, just so everybody can get a good visual, it's a large house that's been divided into 3 apartments.
Like a triplex, I guess.
Triplex, yeah. So there's 2 upstairs. Joe and Wes live in one of the top units. Jesse lives in the other top unit. The bottom floor, the whole house is open.
It's one apartment.
One apartment
for a 30-person family.
Yeah, so
they had to seal off our top part from the bottom part because these assholes were just coming up into the top part and just whatever the fuck they wanted because it was like their quote unquote their house.
They thought that
they rented the whole house. Like supposedly he thought he rented the whole house, and we were like, I guess squatting or something. This fucking asshole.
Yeah,
this piece of shit guy. The house was awesome before they moved in. It was like a creepy Disney World. Like it was terrifying but fun.
Now it's turned into a creepy wild kingdom.
Yeah, you never knew what you were gonna find.
Animal kingdom.
These motherfuckers. They have a peacock. Why? They just one day they just got a peacock. They didn't tell anybody. Didn't warn anybody. I just woke up, went to my car, and there's a vicious ass peacock in the front yard preventing me from getting to my car. It's fucking violent.
It's like a lawn animal. Gives the place a bit of class.
It does not give the place. It's fucking awful. It's like a dinosaur in your front yard.
Yeah.
And it's vicious. It'll fly up face level and start trying to claw you in the face. And so, like, it's horrible.
It's the NBC
And
rabbit.
it shits everywhere. It shits
everywhere.
everything.
Well, and some other animal has gotten to this thing because, like, it doesn't have any plumage, really. Like,
well, I imagine these neighbors they probably like stress it out. They probably can't grow plumage because it's like I live with these fuckers.
Look, let's not blame the neighbors because I've been a Yellahammered, and we were giving the bird beer and shit like that. So
the peacock stopped me from going to work one day. I don't know if you've ever had to call in to work peacocked before, but I have, and that's a hard conversation to have.
Well, because it was sitting on your car.
Because anytime I got near my car, it would fly face level and try to claw me in the face like a fucking velociraptor or some shit. And so it has 3 dogs, one of which has disappeared. The other one died, and they just left it in the driveway. A dead dog in our driveway for 3 weeks. That's not an exaggeration. I have pictures to prove it. They left their dead fucking dog uncovered, just rotting in our goddamn driveway.
Sometimes he's just sleeping.
In their defense, it did start out on top of the trash can.
On top of the fucking trash can, and then some hobo looking for refuse and cans and shit knocked it on the driveway. So then there was just their dead dog in my fucking driveway that we pay money extra to have our own driveway. And so they left it in our driveway, a dead dog, for like 3 weeks, just like you do. And then that's one thing. And then they also have like this pit bull that's vicious as fuck that they just let loose in the fucking yard. It'll corner people. It's bit people. It's like a legitimately vicious pit bull that they just let loose. And they finally got in trouble for that because you can't do that. Yeah. So now it's caged up by our show just being a vicious ass horrible dog. We think it murdered the small dog is what we're assuming.
Well, just to mention that. So if you're in attendance at the show, if you're just watching the show, sitting in the audience, you wouldn't see this dog. Because it's kind of in a little...
You will see the peacock,
corner.
though.
You'll see the peacock wandering around, but you won't see the dog because it's in a little alcove that has a little tiny staircase.
Yeah, I don't know where this dog thing is.
But the thing is...
It hasn't really barked during this show, the last 2 shows.
Oh, that dog. I was talking about the dead one.
No.
I know where the live dog is, but not the dead one.
So the dead dog is gone because we called the police on them, or the animal control on them, and I hope they got a ticket for it.
Yeah. But, so if you're in the audience, you wouldn't see this vicious dog. When you do see him is if you're a performer, right when you get on stage and you turn around to look at the crowd, you can just look slightly to your right, and you'll see this
vicious-ass dog staring you in the face.
Just staring at you and shit.
Kyle Clark was recording his set for, like, some kind of 7-inch vinyl that a bunch of comics were on. So all the other comics record their sets at clubs. Kyle Clark records his set at our show. Yeah. So all the other comics are like on their part of the album is like, take my wife, please. Like I was walking down the street the other day and audiences is going, ah! And then Kyle Clark's is going to be like, so I was a substitute teacher. I like to smoke cigarettes. And then like the ice cream truck coming by like,
the ice cream truck. That's another film. So
the woman coming up going, you got no heart, Jesse.
The ice cream truck is the weirdest part of the neighborhood because the ice cream truck at 10 p.m. on the dot, Pacific Standard Time, on the dot from 10 to 11 every night shows up on the corner. So we assume it's selling drugs, as anybody would, because why the fuck would you be on the corner at 10 p.m. at night every night at the same time? So one night I didn't have any weed. I went up to go buy weed from the guy. I hand him $20 and be like, I want some of the good ice cream, wink, wink, And he just like stares at me like, okay. And I'm like, the good ice cream, like stand him $20. I'm like, the ice cream, $20. And I make the marijuana sign, hand him $20. And I ended up with $20 of bomb pops. Like either he's a drug dealer or and he's like fuck me, or he just has no concept of what's a good time to sell ice cream.
Well, no, that's one of the things that gets me about this neighborhood, because I mean, there is children awake
everywhere.
All the time.
It's like the cover of Houses of the Holy.
Yeah, well, no. Sometimes they wear clothes.
When Yellahammered lets out, like the neighborhood is a poppin' with a skateboarding and kids hanging out. Like, the kids in my neighborhood don't go to sleep. Block from where we do the show, where I live, there's
700 churches.
There's 700 churches, and one of them's big as fucking leaves the windows open. He's like, blah, 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 and he like shakes the walls. Like, why is this so fucking loud?
I've heard that shit. If you go up to your place and you want to use the toilet or something, you can hear that guy louder than the comedy.
Stop. He's like, "Donde está el Cristo, muchachos?" And you're like, "Did he just say where's the Christ, little boys?" Like that doesn't make any sense. Or he'll be like, "Cristo de Papi," and you're like, "Did you just say Poppy and Jesus? Like, I know you're saying God, but
like
Poppy
David Ortiz."
Yeah, like why would you call God Poppy? That's so weird. Anyways, that is just beside. Anyway, the people downstairs, they also have like 4 cockatoos, 3 parrots, and like a random bunch of other birds.
And a partridge and a parrot.
I have not yet seen the cockatoo.
Oh, it's the big fucking thing in
the
the
white
cage.
one, right?
Yeah, that goes like anytime you walk by, it goes.
Wait, is it out? This ain't outside,
no,
is it?
Yeah, it's outside on the porch
in
a cage.
And there's like
I'm not
5
seeing the
feet of
cockatoo.
sesame seeds, like a mountain of sesame seeds under the fucking cage. And then they got the 3 dogs. One's dead. One's disappeared. One's a vicious ass pit bull. They got a stray cat that they rescued. Good for the cat. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Why don't you, it's the worst life for the cat. Like,
Well, he can chase a peacock.
I imagine that peacock would eat the fucking cat.
I'd like to see that
not
fight.
A happy peacock. It is not a well-adjusted peacock. It is a horrible feral bird that wants to murder.
Are they having animal fights out in the yard? Because it seems to me like they could.
The pit bull has definitely been taught how to fight because it almost murdered Jesse's pit bull. Jesse's pit bull looks like a horse, but it is the sweetest dog I've ever seen in my life. It just runs up and licks you. It'll start crying if you don't immediately start playing with it. It's the sweetest dog I've ever met.
Yeah.
And the vicious pit bull that the downstairs neighbors have tried to murder it, like it bit it till it bled, and like tried to kill it. So that one's definitely been taught how to fight. And I'm not gonna put fingers, but if you were gonna have a dog fighting ring, the murder basement would be the perfect place for it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I have to make a little point. I know y'all might be listening. You might wonder, I want to go to L.A., but now you've heard these all true stories about what it can be like. So let me tell you the one thing you're going to know if you want to go to L.A., live on the west side. That is, if you want to avoid murder showers and ice cream trucks at 1 a.m., live on the west side.
You have 2 options. You can live on the west side, like Mr. Goodnight,
which is that's another advantage to living on the west side.
You can live Mr. Goodnight, have a good time, have no murder showers, and have like a 5-hour commute.
Yeah.
Or you can live where there's murder showers, poltergeists, serial killers,
and only have a 1-hour commute,
and super loud Hispanic churches and no commutes. So I mean. One, you'll probably be well-adjusted and happy and just be really unhappy 2 hours of the day while you're in the car. And the other one, you'll probably get murdered, but you can walk everywhere.
I mean, I live in Hollywood, dude. I love it.
I live on Sepulveda.
But this is not to talk anybody out of coming to the show. The shows are really fun. It's just the
shows
here's the convenience. Y'all will be getting it right there in your very own Birmingham without having to brave killer peacocks or pit bulls or murder showers.
We're doing a real venue with a real stage.
Yeah, crazy ladies.
Families.
Yeah.
Crazy ladies spraying fire hoses in your window and any of this shit.
The kids are fun. Lair Bear.
Lair Bear.
Yeah. So after one of the shows, the 2 kids that live, the 2 of the youngest kids, I assume, maybe not the youngest.
No, not 2 youngest. The 2 youngest we haven't seen in like 6 months. I think the dog ate them.
Okay, so the 2 middle kids come out. It's 1 o'clock in the morning to maybe 12, 1.
No, it's close to 2.
Yeah, these 2 kids come out of the house, and there's still a bunch of comedians left over. We're just kind of sitting in the back shooting this shit, and they come out of the house with their goalie, with their nets and soccer balls. Yeah. And then Wes and Chris Estrada and a couple other people started playing them in soccer.
Oh, that was the shit, watching Wes play soccer against 2 kids.
Yeah, beating them because people don't know. Wes's older brother.
Wes is good.
Wes's older brother was like all-state soccer. Like he was like one of the
really?
best. Yeah, he was one of the best soccer players in Alabama when he was graduating high school.
Blake was?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So Wes knows how to play soccer.
Yeah.
So Wes was destroying these little kids. Well, and the girl was just having a good time, but Lair Bear almost started crying, and that was the happiest I think I may have ever been.
Lair Bear calls me Mick Foley every time
That's
he
right.
sees me. He
Lair
thinks
Bear.
I am him.
Yeah.
The shows are amazing, though. We have great comedians, amazing comedians, better comedians than we have any right booking.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I already can't believe who we've gotten to do the show.
Yeah, like Rory Scovel was fucking great.
Laurie Kilmartin, Ty Rivera, Dave Ross, Sarah Schaefer. Like, we've had some really
we've had amazing lineups, and the food is always amazing.
I was gonna say that amazing food too.
Free food, free booze. It's like the show it's a great show. If I wasn't running it, I would still go to it. It's fucking an amazing show. And we're the only ones who get mad about the crazy stuff because the audience just likes to enjoy the scenery as part of the show.
It is very, it's such an interesting environment.
It's like we're doing it on purpose, but we're not.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think, the show's good enough to where even when it's like sort of a catastrophe, everybody's like, oh, this is hilarious. Like, there's helicopters and fucking
ice cream trucks.
I had to pay the ice cream truck to move because I knew that ice cream truck just sits there under y'all's window for like an hour. So I brought up the next comedian, then immediately ran out to the street, handed the guy $10. I was like, can you please just move to the next block over? He's like, sure. And and took off.
It's a great show. It's just crazy. It's the fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's
show.
just the
LA.
neighborhood that's the issue.
Right. So if you're east of the Mississippi, you can actually make it to the next edition, which will be December 23rd at the Bottle Tree in Birmingham. So our show in LA is free. This one's going to be $5. So we can.
It's going to be well worth it, though.
But that's dinner and a show.
Yeah, we have
$5. Beat that.
We have the two of the top food people in Birmingham.
Two of the best chefs in Alabama are going to be cooking.
I don't know
for
if
us.
we're going to name names or anything because they want to do it just to be nice. But
Yeah.
let's just say the best Southern food in Birmingham, the two top places you would most likely think of.
Yeah.
They're making you delicious ass food for our show. And it's going to be
Yeah.
fucking amazing. And there will, of course, be drinks at the Bottle Tree Bar that are always reasonably priced and delicious and tasty.
Yeah.
And then you'll have amazing food. And we have a sick killer lineup yet again.
Yeah, Roy Wood Jr. He's one of my favorite comedians to watch. And also, if you've never listened to Roy Wood Jr.'s prank phone calls,
It's amazing.
go to YouTube, type in Roy Wood Jr. prank phone call. It's the shit. So yeah, set aside about an hour just to watch just prank call after prank call of Roy Wood Jr. and then come see him live. Also, we got Billy Wayne Davis, who was
Hilarious.
absolutely amazing, and was on WTF with Mark Maron, and hopefully will be on this show soon enough.
Last Comic Standing.
Last Comic Standing, great dude. Martin Morrow, who was on the last episode, he'll be here, or he'll be on the show.
The wonderful Mr. Goodnight.
Yeah, let's not forget that one.
Mr. Goodnight.
I mean, because let's be honest, that's that's one y'all want to see.
That's right.
Because you get to experience Mr. Goodnight in the flesh.
This
you
is true.
understand?
This is true.
I have been told by many Birmingham people they are ecstatic about meeting Mr. Goodnight.
Hopefully, some of them are women. Any girls that would like to come by, I mean, who knows? You could end up Mrs. Goodnight because I'm going to be down. I'll be in Augusta. I'll be staying over the holidays, but that's not that far, and I'll be there a few weeks. So y'all come down. Who knows? Maybe make a new friend.
That's
you
right.
understand?
Baby, it's cold outside.
Maybe make a
Exactly.
baby.
That's the thing. I want to see all the people out there want to come listen to this podcast. I want to see them there. I want to see all the women there because don't worry, ladies, there is enough of me to go around. You will be satisfied. So everybody in Birmingham come out just for the extravaganza. You
I
understand?
don't want to put that on the poster. You will be satisfied.
You will be
I'm
satisfied.
always satisfied.
Well, I always satisfy him. You understand that because I'm Mr. Goodnight, man of the hour, tower, part 2, sweetest hour. You know what they call me, Mr. Goodnight, don't you?
Why?
Because I sleep a lot. But you coming down, all the ladies. I want to see all the ladies out there. I want to see all the men. I want to see all the men come out and see Mr. Goodnight because 20, 30 years from now, we're all dead and gone. And they ask you, where were you tonight? That Mr. Goodnight was at the Bottle Tree in Birmingham. You don't want to have to say, I shoveled shit in Warrior. So you'll come out there that night, experience Goodnight in the flesh, maybe come home with me or whatever. Where we're staying that night.
As I understand it, you're staying in Homewood at at an apartment, as I understand it.
Oh, no kidding. Well, shit, maybe a friend won't stop by.
Get ready, Homewood. Mr. Goodnight will be ready to partake.
Yeah,
right.
and the ladies, come on by. It'll be a good time.
Dishing out backseat knee burns.
Yeah,
That's right.
backseat knee burns or anywheres, really.
What kind of ladies would you like to come talk to in Birmingham, Mr. Goodnight?
Well, the things I look for the most in the women is probably loyalty, sense of humor, respect, those kind of things. But, I mean, I'll pretty much take anybody that's got no goiters or anything like that.
What if it's a well-hidden goiter?
All right. Well, no, because on the neck, it just looks scary, And I try
What if
not
she
to...
kept the scarf on for the entirety of the evening?
All right.
All right, you heard it, ladies.
Yeah, even if you got a
Goiter's
goiter,
welcome as
wear
long
a
as they're
scarf.
scarfed.
A nice seasonal one. It's Christmas time. But yeah, I'd really like to meet some girls down there because, what the hell? I'll be down that way for a few weeks, so make a friend or whatever. I mean, seriously, if anybody listens to this and they fall in love with my wonderfully mellifluous voice, just hearing it come over the airwaves or something like this, now you get to see the rest of me. And I can tell you already, boy, is it a sight because it is handsome. It is the best mustache that you've ever seen.
It's like a sculpture.
It is. I really am like Michelangelo's David, except with a better mustache and not being 8 feet tall. You understand? But it'll be a good time. Seriously, but no one will ever forget the night. No one will ever forget the night that Mr. Goodnight was in Birmingham. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring your friends, bring your girlfriends. They'll be my girlfriends afterwards, but that's fine. You understand?
You can share.
Exactly. There's enough of me to go around. I am not selfish. I'm yours, basically. Take all of me. You remember that song? Yeah. Why not take all of me? Maybe I'll even sing for y'all a little
there's
bit.
one thing
I might even be there early. with 15 dancing go-go bears. That's the kind of time it's going to be. Bottle Tree, December 23rd. Christmas coming early. Sexual Santa Claus, Mr. Goodnight, coming to town, making you laugh. I got my sack, and I'm coming in my big black Cadillac, you understand?
Sexual
So, yeah, come
Santa
out. It'll be a
Claus.
fun show. That's the point. Fun show.
Aaron Lennox will be there. Nick Thomas, Michael McCall.
Oh, Nick Thomas. Can we say how much we miss that guy?
I can say it right now. At @InThomas Not Funny on Twitter. We miss you. We miss you. That's his real Twitter handle. We miss you dearly.
I miss
we're
the
coming home, buddy.
fuck out of you, Nick, man. We used to just hang outside the mic, so you'd be like, "Oh man, I got an ulcer." I miss the hell out of you, brother.
Yeah. Well, and also I should say I stole a backseat knee burn from Nick Thomas. That's
Nice.
Yeah, Nick says the latest good down there, and I think I hope he's
what I
right.
hear.
Yeah, Nick, you know when the good ladies are up for it. I mean, it makes it even easier. But
Wes Van Horn tells me the Birmingham Tinder game is crushing it.
all right then.
Oh, I don't do that internet shit. Only real life, folks, because you only live once, and your life is short.
Mr.
So
Goodnight, you're not trying to get catfished.
I like catfishing, but if that's some kind of new
We'll get
thing,
some catfish. Yeah.
yeah, we should get some catfish.
Do they have catfish at Saws? I think they do.
Where?
Saws.
Oh,
Bar.
yeah, probably. I can't imagine they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alabama going to be a fun time. Here's the irony, folks. This is, I think, the point. There's a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of when people don't know something, they're afraid of it. Some people from LA are afraid to go to Alabama for what they think is reasonable reasons. But when you've lived in a house with a murder shower and dead dogs and stalkers and a peacock and
The Garden of Eden.
you find out maybe this is actually the scary place. Some of us are going to go down to Alabama. I'm looking forward to it. A place,
Some of us may not come back.
yeah, something. I might not come back because I might just be down there, married to some girl, if you please.
Yeah, it'll be your own personal like Calypso.
I will. I'm looking for a Calypso out there, folks. Just call me Odysseus. Penelope be damned. What the hell's her name? Penelope.
Penelope, yeah.
Penelope be damned. You can sit at your loom, honey, because and you could take one of them suitors because Goodnight going to be down in Birmingham having a good time. So show Mr. Goodnight a good time when he's in Birmingham, and you'll have a night that you can remember until your dying days. And hopefully I will too. So, because I want to remember this for the next 10 years. And I want to see y'all out there when I come down to Birmingham so that we can learn, that no place is really scary when you have Mr. Goodnight there.
Got a wife, got a family, earn my living with my hand. My rolling is still downtown Birmingham. Birmingham, the greatest city in Alabama. You can travel across this entire land. There ain't no place like Birmingham.
Joe, where can people find you on the internet, sir?
I'm on the old Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the old YouTube.
That's right, Randy Clyde Williams Show.
Randy Clyde Williams Show. I also got some stand-up on there, and I got a couple sketches on there.
And you can see all three of us live at the Bottle Tree on December 23rd, Birmingham, Alabama, Magic City, USA.
It's going to be magic when Goodnight comes to town. Be there or be nowhere.
Don't be shoveling shit in Warrior.
Yeah, you'll be shoveling shit more if you miss this one.
Don't be digging ditches in Vance.
Yep.
Exactly. It's like Jesus saying in the Bible, you come with me right now. Or you can sit there and make fishnets the whole time.
In Pinson Valley.
Don't be
Follow me and be crucified.
Don't be selling your blood in cholera.
Yeah. Oh, cholera. Oh, Jesus.
Don't be a cobbler in Montevallo.
Yeah. What are the Shinbone? I was saying at the beginning of the show that Alabama has some really funny town names. Shinbone, Eclectic,
Pineapple,
2 words.
Eclectic.
Chunky.
How is it in Eclectic?
Chunky's in Mississippi. Chunky, Mississippi.
Oh, that was a good candy bar.
No, dig this one, man. Slap Out. Slap Out's great.
I like that. Slap Out.
We actually, that's sort of near, it's like near Montgomery, just north of Montgomery.
Sounds badass.
Slap Out. You got Equality, Alabama.
See, look at that.
You got Smut Eye.
I like the sound of that one, too.
Yep. Good town names. But anyway, we'll see you in Alabama on December 23rd. And until then, this is a really great hip-hop group from Huntsville that'll take us out. This is the Paper Route Gangstas, and this song is called Grind, Baby. And we'll see you next time.
This is for my niggas that be running that block.
Yeah, this one right here for the whole struggle. Everybody stand up, let's go.
For my niggas 9 to 5 and steady punching that clock. It's a grind, baby. I'm a grind, baby. And this is for my ladies that be working them poles. It's a grind, baby. It's a grind, baby. And this is for my ladies taking care of them, baby. It's a grind, baby. I'm a grind, baby.
This for my single mamas working with no baby daddies, twerking them 9 to 5 daily just to make it happen. I ain't just rapping, what I'm saying is a major factor. So many niggas in my hood doing major trapping and paper stacking. I'ma go get them myself, nigga. So while I'm living, I'ma go get it to death, nigga. Grind hard what my stepdaddy told me, and ever since he said it, I've been doing what he showed me. Couple niggas owe me, but I ain't even stressing. I'm willing to take a loss for somebody who need a blessing. Grind.
For my niggas that be running that block. It's a grind, baby. It's a grind, baby. And for my niggas 9 to 5 and steady punching that clock. It's a grind, baby. I'm a grind, baby. And this is for my ladies that be working them poles. It's a grind, baby. It's a grind, baby. And this is for my ladies taking care of them, baby. It's a grind, baby. I'm a grind, baby.
Come on, hey.
Grind, baby. Baby,
huh?
You gon' get your due.
I know.
I got to. Hey, I'm just another cat out the hood with a couple stacks, just trying to double back. Baby girl, you in love with that? I know you love that hood shit. Baby, you know I'm hood rich. Come get up on the good shit. I'm talking about that cushion. Girl, lay back. Hey, Major in a Maybach rider. Now I'm a Cadillac driver, certified wood gripper. Hey, baby, look, I be out every day grinding. See me every day shining. Certified hood nigga.
This is for my niggas that be running that block. It's a grind, baby. It's a grind, baby. And for my niggas 9 to 5 and steady punching that clock. It's a grind, baby. I'm a grind, baby. And this is for my ladies that be working them poles. It's a grind, baby. It's a grind, baby. And this is for my ladies taking care of them, baby. It's a grind, baby. I'm a grind, baby. Hey, look, grind, baby, grind, baby. You guessed the grind, baby. Thinking you gon' shine, laying down in your mind. Crazy grind, baby, grind, baby. You guessed the grind, baby. Thinking you gon' make it, being lazy, use a mental patient. Grind, baby, wake up. Grind, baby, on the blunts. Grind, baby, thinking how to grind them up another buck. Grind, baby, on the block. Grinding for the shining sun. Grind, baby, gonna get that money. He bout paper, son. Grind, baby, yeah, she bout the money, man. Grind, baby, trying to get another dance. Grind, baby, grind daily. However you get your money, man, just get it and grind, baby. Grind, baby.
The Goods from the Woods is mixed and edited by me, Rivers Langley, and distributed by Westcast Network. Our theme song is composed by DJ Smiles. You can find him online at djsmiles.net.